Morning Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Go check out their showroom. They have a spectacular showroom. They have a great selection of recliners, mattresses, home furnishings, big red rocking chair on Elm off Adams in LeGrand, Northwest Furniture and Mattress. LeGrand boys basketball plays tonight versus Fruitland right here at home. Tip off at 7 p.m. They got to get things going. I mean, they've won one game so far out of 5. So hopefully they can get a big dub at home tonight against Fruitland. Girls travel to Vail tomorrow for a 6:30 Mountain Time tip-off against the Vikings, who are undefeated. Vail's undefeated. They're a really tough 3A girls basketball team, so that'll be a test for our girls basketball team. LHS boys wrestling is at Tri-State this weekend, which is one of the toughest tournaments that they're going to be in all year. I mean, including the state tournament. There's always a bunch of studs at Tri-State, so that'll be a good test for LHS. I think Kai Carson is back from an injury. He didn't get to wrestle. 2-time state champion, didn't get to wrestle at the Milenberg, which was kind of a bummer. You know what I mean? And it's his senior year, and he's missing out on some really important tournaments. So hopefully he gets to wrestle this weekend at Tri-State. EOU men's and women's basketball are in Portland this weekend for the Multnomah Warner Pack trip. They need to get things on track. The men's team especially. Women's team have dropped 3 in a row. They were picked to win the CCC, and they got to turn it around now. This conference is tough, and you can't start out in the hole in this conference. So they got to make something happen this weekend. EOU men's wrestling is in Reno for the weekend. They duel Montana State Northern and St. Ambrose University on Friday. And then it's the Reno Tournament of Champions on Sunday and Monday for the men. And then the women's wrestling will send some of their squad to Reno to take on Wayland Baptist on Friday, while some of them will be in California at the Women's West Coast Tournament of Champions. Yesterday, I dropped the first Wrestling Wednesday of the year with Clell Carson and Dustin Azure, and they talked about influential things that have been said to them in the wrestling world. Have a look.
I think just probably my dad, you know, just let me know that, one day sitting me down after, after my freshman year, All-American, my sophomore year, I was kind of having a roller coaster season. Like, we were trying to figure it out, if it was mental, if it was a weight cut, if it was my strength, what it was. And I think that what helped me turn the corner was just him saying, you know everything about it, you know more than me here, I love you, no matter what happens, no matter what you want, I love you. And I think that just helped me, like, boom, here it is, turn the corner now, let's go.
So you felt like he gave you the keys to the
just
bus,
like,
right?
yeah,
to your own bus.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. What about you, Cole? You got time to think about it. He had the advantage here. He got to sit there and think about it. He didn't even hear what you said because he was like running through it. He's got a whole head full of stuff that's been told to him.
I do, man. That's a tough question. I mean, man, I think about all the people that were my coaches, not just Burl Miller, but, people like Fred Arch, I think when you said that, the first thing that popped in my head was, never was a horse couldn't be rode, never was a cowboy couldn't be throwed.
Yeah.
So, I thought about that. That was the first thing that popped in my head, but I don't know. I think that, like all these coaches, Tom Kinney, he always says the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is getting up in the morning. So that's another one, just, I don't know. Burl had a different quote every day. So it's like, I don't know. I think just in our program, like all the people and coaches like that I was around, or people that I'm around every day, like just the common thread is just we're all in it to make great people, and that's to me, that's what I say, and that's the most important thing. Be a good person.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Big red rocking chair on Elm, off Adams in LeGrand.